The whole Republican Party is a fascist criminal enterprise. And you're seeing it played out here in the 2020 election and now in the aftermath of Trump getting slammed, defeated. You see it continuing. That Republican Party relies on lies, fraud, overt criminality, racism, Christian fascism, and all of it is the noise to cover up the big money. That is the corporate poisoning and polluting corporations that are paying the Republican ticket. Have you been listening to President Mack along here at all? I've been saying it for a long time. The Republican enterprise is criminal. The whole Republican Party is a criminal enterprise based now on overt racism, Christian fascism, right-wing just extremist nutcases, and all of it is being fed by a propaganda machine that is Fox News, Limbaugh, Alex Jones, and now QAnon, even more absurd, lunatic, fringe, wacko stuff that's QAnon. And all of that's being developed and put together by Republican interests. Of what? Of fascism, of racism, of Christian extremists who want to continue repressing women and continue denying gays equal rights based on their little book of ancient myth by ignorant people. And all of it has become like this bubble of fraud. You even hear it here recently on the news as even local, intelligent, real news broadcasts, NBC, ABC, CNN, whatnot, are saying the Republicans are not in reality. The Republicans are not promoting reality. Republicans are promoting myth, lies, overt racism, hysteria that you hear through Fox News, the extreme wacko stuff of QAnon. Have heard for years from the right-wing scumbag of Limbaugh and Alex Jones. Come on. And it's here being played out so loudly and dramatically with the Trump defeat in the 2020 election. Because he did lose, folks. He lost. He lost by the way, it's the second time Trump lost the popular vote. He didn't, win by your vote against Hillary Clinton. He lost by over 3 million votes then. And now again, he's lost by over 4 million votes and counting as of this recording. It's still just finishing up. He lost by over 4 million votes, so the popular vote, here in 2020. A two-time loser. That's what Trump has always been his whole life. A fraud. Continuing with lies and propaganda and lawsuits to cover up his mess and make a non-disclosure, agreements. When he's found out, like his fake university, Trump University. Remember? He had this fake university, Trump University. And people sued Trump because it was all a fraud. And he paid them off. And the trade-off is non-disclosure. so he can pay them off, and they have to remain quiet. There's like his prostitutes and his ex-girlfriends, right? He paid them off, and with a non-disclosure agreement, so they shut up. They got the money, well, you can't say anything about it. Non-disclosure agreement. And that's his trail of disaster throughout his whole life. And then he comes in to the national scene with the Republican Party, and he is just what the Republican Party is. He's not an anomaly. He's not something, he's just a odd Republican or something here, folks. Trump is what the Republican Party is. A whole cabal of right-wing fascism. They don't want equal rights. Republicans don't want equal rights. Republicans don't want women to have freedom, equal freedom. Look how they vote. Republicans don't want gays to have equal rights throughout society. Look how the Republicans vote. Republicans don't want environment control so that you and your kids get clean air, clean water, healthy food. Republicans vote that down over and over and over again, so the corporations keep poisoning and polluting all of you. And by breaking down that barrier, poisoning your air, poisoning your water, leaving residues of poison in your food, your immune system has broken down generation after generation. And other species has also been affected, and their immune system has broken down. And hello, COVID-19 is the outcome. So once you wake up, and you did here, in this 2020 election, and you vote out the criminality, not just of Trump, but the whole Republican Party, that's what you got to do. And you have to do it election after election after election, and you have to get rid of everything Republican. Because they're all Trump. They're all the racist. Trump's a racist? Now come on. We've been saying it. You should know this from your history and looking at things. There it is. Look it up. Trump the birther. Trump the birther was a right-wing racist conspiracy that was brought up to try and discredit Obama. Look what happened. Look at our history. It doesn't just start with Trump, by the way. Go back to Bush Cheney. What a disaster those two Republicans were. It was a disaster. They crashed your economy to the worst at that time. The worst economic collapse since 1929, the Great Depression. By following Republican economics. Then go back again to the great hypocrite Reagan. He tanked the economy as well, giving tax breaks to the rich and then paying for it by taxing your Social Security income. Republicans are against you, folks. Republicans are a fascism. What's, still, like everybody's saying, it's pretty... It was a clarification. This election was very much a clarification. You saw, the spread, because it was a huge voter turnout. You see, let's see who is America. And you see, there's a lot of wacko numbnuts who are out there who are willing to vote Republican, who either are racist, overt racist, who are either Christian wacko extremists or both. And of course, the rich, only the very rich, because they want to keep those tax breaks. They want to keep those tax breaks. And make you, all the rest of you, pay for health care, Social Security, Medicare, your streets, your highways, your infrastructure. I mean, how can a multi-billionaire group like Amazon, Jeff Bezos, they paid no federal income tax. None. Starbucks didn't pay any taxes. Multi-million enterprises. And they get a fleet of lawyers in there to work it around so they don't pay anything. Well, that's just like Trump. That's what we're seeing with his tax records, what we got so far. The rich don't want to do anything here. They want you to do it all. You be their slave. You work your life away for them. Suffer for them. So they live in the penthouse. They live in the air-controlled, water-protected mansions. And you suffer needlessly. And you get deflected into all these little games of lies and hysteria and violence that is Republican. With the Ku Klux Klan, the neo-Nazis, the white supremacist nutcases that aren't American, folks. To be an American is to hold this basic bedrock of what this country is. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. Equal rights. You're an American, that's your basic thing. And you are first. We the people. Not we the Republican corporations. Not we the Republican Christian wackos. Not we the Republican white people. All of us. We the people. That's what it is to be an American. So when you get these overt expressions in the Republican Party of racist groups, folks, those are not just free speech. That's your enemy. The Ku Klux Klan, white supremacists, Nazis, they're out to destroy your rights. They're out to destroy your government based on that is a government that we have that is the bedrock of equal rights. And those groups overtly, by their agenda, by their history, have shown you they're not interested in that at all. They want to destroy it. So you're seeing this vast cabal going right now. We heard it just the other night on several broadcasters in the news media finally are saying the overt things that it's the lies and fraud and hysteria of Fox News, saying ridiculous, unsubstantiated claims of voter fraud. No evidence. That Trump is going to sling all these lawsuits against, there was voter fraud. Remember, he did this in 2016 when he lost by 3 million. And he came out and tried to have a commission to look into the voter fraud of 3 million, and they were sure they were. And they quietly disbanded because there wasn't any. There was no evidence. There was nothing. And so the great hysteria. And no one really took him to task, though. It is, the news media of really, investigation. They didn't have a handle on how to deal with such a fascist as Trump. And so they didn't really get on it. They should have really crucified Trump for trying to say, there's 3 million illegal or 3 million fraudulent votes. And he put together this commission and he was going to check it out. And they looked into it. Pence was on the commission. They had this thing. They went in and there's nothing. And they should have pilloried him right there. They should have hung him up by his thumbs about what a lying sack of shit he really was. Already showing. And for out these 3 ridiculous years of Trump, into 4th year now, the lying, relentless liar that is Trump. Remember, he was up to over 14,000 lies in just 3 years. There was a whole department that was developed in the news media because Trump is lying so relentlessly and continuously that they've had to start developing fact-checking. And just the numbers, every time he spoke, he's a liar. He's a liar. He's a liar. He's a liar. He's a criminal. He's a liar. He's a racist. He's a liar. Relentlessly. But he was just the more overt, honest presentation of what the whole Republican Party is. So you really, for your country, for this, a democratic republic that we have, you can see quite clearly from the example of Trump and the Republicans, you got to get rid of every one Republican. You've got to vote them out over and over and over again. You have to be relentlessly pointing out their racism, their Christian fascism of repression, as well as their corporate poisoning and polluting of all of us. They live in this, trying to generate this fraud, this bubble of lies built around a propaganda machine, though. So it sounds like information from, well, what's their information? What's their source? Fox News. But Fox is intentionally right-wing propaganda. That's what it was created for. Roger Ailes and Rupert Murdoch intentionally made Fox News to be right-wing propaganda. They didn't make it to be news. And Fox already has been taken to court for lying, and in court said, to defend itself from the lawsuits of lying, Fox News has said that they are not news organization, that they are for entertainment purposes only. Yeah, that's there, you're going to look it up. And here's this lie machine, this fraudulent machine of Fox News. And the numbnuts who are listening only to that source of information. And so they're building this bubble of fraud and lies and fantasy, conspiracy myths, the QAnon nuts, the Alex Jones lunatics, the Limbaugh racists, all in the bubble of Republican.